Well, good morning. This is the Sahale Glacier Camp and the Sahale Glacier in the North Cascades National Park. Well, this is day 2 in North Cascades National Park, and we are at the parking lot for Cascade Pass. And Cascade Pass is just visible here in the background. It's just a gorgeous area. Glaciers and peaks that we'll talk about later in the video. The plan today is to ascend about 4,000 feet from here at the parking lot to Sahale Glacier Camp, and about 3,500 feet of that climbing is up to Cascade Pass. Now that puts us on the Sahale Arm, and we'll follow the Sahale Arm up to Sahale Glacier Camp, which is on a glacier moraine at the terminus, or on the moraine of the Sahale Glacier. So gonna get packed up and head up trail, so let's go. Well, making our way up to Cascade Pass, about 2 miles in so far. When you come into the backcountry in North Cascades National Park, you do have to have a bear canister. It's required for overnight camping, and for very good reason. About a half mile back, we did run across a moderately sized black bear that crossed the trail in front of us on his merry way and heading downhill. So all the more reason to have the bear canister, not only to protect your food but to keep the wildlife wild. So we'll be breaking out of the trees before too long, and we're probably about halfway up to Cascade Pass. Okay, just a quick check-in. So made it up and over Cascade Pass, which is just behind me. We're now on the Sahale Arm trail. However, this is not technically the Sahale Arm. We do have quite a ways to go, which we have to ascend this ridge, and then once we're at the top of this ridge, then we have a traverse over to the Sahale Arm, and then onward and upward to Sahale Glacier Camp. So making good progress, epic views, beautiful day. I got Johannesburg Mountain in the background here. North Cascades National Park has 300 glaciers and 300 lakes, and you can see many of those here. So this is just a quick check-in, and I'm gonna work my way up the switchbacks here, and I'll check in with you when we get close to camp. Well, we have reached basically the top of the Sahale Arm here. Yeah, the last hour or so it's been pretty tough going. The route here leaves the trail actually is into the this talus field, and so maybe a little bit of route finding. Hopefully there's some cairns to mark the trail, but we got to ascend this talus slope up to this bench Probably 30 or 40 more minutes, hopefully. Well, I think this is my first vlog from inside a tent. So, made it to Sahale Glacier Camp, and actually this tent site is pretty far out, maybe I don't know, 300 yards out from the intersection where we came up to the camp. But it's a good site. There are wind breaks at each of the tent sites. So it does help a little bit, but as you can see from the video, there's a bit of a breeze blowing. So I brought a different tent. This is a Mountain Hardwear EV2, and it's a single wall expedition tent. We're at 7,600 feet, and at this elevation and with this exposure, we have to really be prepared for anything. And so the typical 3-season backpacking tent that works great for lightweight backpacking down low is not appropriate here, just because of the danger of wind. So a little bit more about gear. So again, this is a Mountain Hardwear EV2. It's a 2-person single wall expedition tent with an integrated vestibule that you can see right there. Because of the wind danger, it is typical actually on expeditions and when you're on glacier moraine. I have the corners wrapped around rocks, but stakes aren't really effective here. But I have put 4 rocks inside the tent. In a single wall tent, it does help considerably to do that. You just have to be careful with the floor. And I'm resting on a Neo Air. This is a Thermarest Neo Air that I use pretty much for everything. I have my clothes in this stuff sack. This is my waterproofs, my down jacket, extra shirt, extra socks, and extra underwear, and then my sleeping bag is here on the side. This is a Feathered Friends Flicker 30 UL 30. So it's a 30-degree down bag. It's a quilt style bag, which works great for backpacking. It's super lightweight, good to 30 degrees, but due to the temperature tonight, I'll have the foot box cinched down, so it's like a regular mummy or like a regular bag. It's not a mummy bag. The top is just straight, so it's made to use with a down jacket if you need to. And I also have gloves and a hat that I'm sure I'll put on later this evening. But the plan right now is just to kind of get a little rest, rehydrate. It is 6 o'clock, so be thinking about some dinner here in a minute. And then Thomas and I will get ready for sunset. Oh, what a beautiful view. All right, well, it's 5 minutes after 8. And sunset this evening is at 8:46. It's a little windy, and it's also gotten quite a bit chilly since the sun is dipping lower on the horizon. Gone ahead and donned the stocking cap, the gloves, down jacket, and shell pants. Finished dinner, so had some warm food. Feel good for the sunset shoot. What I'm looking at right now is Johannesburg Mountain, which is here in the near ground. I'm also looking at Mount Formidable, which is the mountain in the background. Particularly looking at Mount Formidable because of the cloud formation that's just behind the peak. And so with any luck, that may catch some sunset color and make for a really nice composition. So right now, just doing some experimenting and seeing what opportunities we have for sunset. Well, I think any hope for light tonight is finished. I've been focused on Formidable and hoping for some side light, sunset color from the west, and it's just not going to happen tonight. Everything is flat and dull, but we do have sunrise here in the morning, so hoping for better conditions, but there's not going to be any other photography tonight. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Right now I'm going to bed. Well, it's about 5:16 and about 20 minutes before sunrise. Conditions look a lot better this morning than they did last night. There's much more color in the sky. We've got a narrow band in the clouds on the eastern horizon that we're hopefully will let that morning light come through. I'm gonna watch the conditions closely because at sunrise the best light can really vary from just before sunrise or just after sunrise. So it's cold. The wind has died down somewhat. I woke up about 30 minutes ago, so I had a good night's sleep, a solid 6.5 or 7 hours. So I'm gonna watch the light, work on tuning my composition, and hope for some much better conditions this morning. Little update here on what I'm doing. So as you can see on my camera, I have the long lens on, the 70-200 at about 110 millimeters. Same composition as last night, and I'm really focused on formidable. I'll talk you through some of the things that I'm thinking. The mountain is the subject of the composition, in the basically in the center. But I have two gullies that act as leading lines. One of them is pointing to the left-hand side of the frame, the other more to the center of the frame, and those come in from the lower left and help to add some interest and move the eye through the frame to the subject, which is Mount Formidable or Formidable, depending on depending on who you are and what the conditions are. You can see behind me that the morning color continues to develop. We have much better conditions this morning than we did last night. So I'm just hoping that these peaks will catch some lights. These peaks will catch some light, some morning light. There are some clouds in the sky that can add some atmosphere and interest, especially if they also catch some morning color, which looks like it might be happening. So that's where I'm at. Just a quick update, and hopefully things turn out. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up here in North Cascades National Park in the Sahale Glacier Camp. Pretty happy with some of the images that I got this morning. I think it makes up for the terrible light that we had last night. But I've got some work to do. Got to put my camera equipment away, and you can see my tent right here. So I have to pack up my tent, stuff my sleeping bag, roll up my sleeping mat, have some breakfast, probably a cup of coffee, and then Thomas and I have a long walk out. So again, hope you enjoyed coming along. If you liked the video, I always appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to get updates on my journey as a landscape photographer, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.